Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Winter Tales by Stamperia. This is a mini album designed for Scrap and Create, and you can get all your supplies there. I'll have a link down below, and there's a link down below for the cutting guide, which is free. Just go get it. This is either the last or next to last video that we're going to do in this series, so if you're just now joining us, check my playlists and you will find Stamperia Winter Tales, which is actually last year's album, and then I guess I'll call this one Winter Tales 2, because I've done a couple with this one. So, last time when we left off, we had put our pages in the cover. I have, off camera, gone ahead and put this on the front cover, and this on the back cover. This is from the 12 by 12. I can't remember. No, I'm sure this is from the 8 by 8. Okay. And then on the inside, this is from the 12 by 12. I did that on the front cover because I thought we have plenty going on here. We don't need any more busyness here. And then back here, I picked out some things. We are going to put a pocket with a flap, and I've already cut out pieces for that. So this will all be in your cutting guide. The pocket is 3.5 by 6 1/4. Scored on 3 sides. Trim your corners, and then I matted it with that. So let's go ahead and get that down. Sorry, I have tons of, as you can see, fussy cuts from the collectibles that I went ahead and cut so that we have a lot to work with for the cover. And I do have an idea what I'm going to do there, but I haven't finalized it yet. Okay. Alright, and I am going to line this pocket up with this outside edge, just in a tiny bit from that edge and up a tiny bit from the bottom. I left the pocket a little narrow just to avoid having any any problem here with bulk. You can make it a little wider if you want to, but I did not. Okay, and I feel like that tore. Hold on. A little bit of it didn't come off. There we go. Sure that came off. So there is that. Okay, there's that. And then I have this. Let's put these over here. This is the, okay, that's the liner piece. All right, so this is the flap. It is 6.5 by 5 3/8, and it's just it's scored at the top, tape, corners trimmed, and then I'm going to put this on the outside and that on the inside. So I might as well go ahead and do that before I put it in. Hang on. I meant to put a magnet there and I forgot. Well, that's all right because I was going to decorate that so we can hide that magnet underneath. But in any event, this goes on the outside. Way too much glue. Try to use less glue than you see me using. I always use too much glue. And I've really got to work on that habit because it's not good. Okay, and I need this getting cut kind of nasty. I need a new one. Okay. And on the inside, I'm going to put my magnet, so I don't forget this time. Okay, I don't know where that ended up. I think it just stuck back on itself. Okay. All right, that is going to go down there. And this is 1/4 inch. I'd rather use my 3/8, but I don't see my 3/8. I'm just going to use a piece of my 1 inch. Okay. And then this piece, okay. That's going like that. I want that to go like that. Okay. My mind. Oh, there it is. Duh. Okay. Okay. And then this is going to go in here, but we're going to put that on after we put this on. Okay, and again, I'm going to line this up with top, making sure it's straight. I'm just going to turn this around so I have a better look at where it's going. That looks good. And I want to put that magnet large size scrap here. Well, it's not really a scrap, but okay. That is very close to the top, but that's okay because I planned on putting things that go off the top. Not this necessarily, actually, but that kind of stuff. So we're good. And then this one is going to go in here. Like that. Okay. Looks good. Okay. And then just looking for, doesn't matter, just something to cover that magnet while we're working. Okay. Now, let me go up there. Let's go back to this. If you remember, I did not add a magnet. Sorry, I had cats all over the place this morning. I didn't add a magnet under this because I thought this wooden thing would kind of get in the way. But now I'm finding it's flopping a lot, so I do want to add a magnet. Now what you can do when you're making this is put a magnet here and one under this mat at this corner, or you can just add a piece on top, which is what I am doing. And like I said, I have cat hair here. Okay, so I've put it right there, the bottom one, and I've got these two pieces that I fussy cut, and I'm going to cover this one. I'm just going to decide how I want to put it. I think I kind of want it to stick out a little bit, but it's not too big, so there's not a lot of leeway for it. Okay, I'm just spreading the glue around it a little bit. I think I'll put it like that. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, and then I'm just going to use that one. This down. Okay, and then I want to cover it. And I'm just kind of playing around a little bit to see. It doesn't matter too much as long as a little bit of it's sticking out. I think just these leaves will be fine. I mean, none of it has to stick out, but I just kind of wanted it to. Again, I'm just kind of spreading the glue out to make sure I get out to all these points. And it's possible to do that, all of this with these, because these are from the collectibles and they're double-sided, so they can stick out and look nice. Okay, there. Okay, I mean, it's not firmly holding, but it's enough to prevent this from flopping when we change pages. And I also put a narrow strip here, I forgot to point out. So I have this mat, and then I cut this little piece, which is, I think, 3/8 wide, just from that same piece. Okay? So I think we are caught up. Oh, I showed you the back. So we're ready to do the cover. But before we do the cover, let's see, I wanted to show you this. When you do this kind of a spine, see how it's arching out like that? It's pushing the pages out. And that means they're very close to here, and whatever I put as side pocket inserts is going to stick out, which I'm okay with. I'm going to use tabs. They'll be visible. I'm fine with that. If you are not fine with that, you can make your cover maybe a 1/2 inch to even 3/4 of an inch wider. I didn't really want to do that because I didn't like the scale of making it wider, but if you prefer that, by all means, do it that way. But I need to punch holes for the chain closure here. So this is 7.5, right? So half of this is going to be 3 3/4. So I'm going to measure over, let's see, 3 3/4, and make a dot. And that's about, I probably want to be in about 1/4 of an inch. That's about 1/4 of an inch, okay. Okay. And I am going to use silver. Hopefully I have two shiny silver ones. I have a lot of matte silver. Oh, there's another shiny silver. Okay, two shiny silver ones. That one. And now we need to do this side. Same thing, 3 3/4 and in 1/4 of an inch. Make sure you lift that up so you don't punch a hole in it. Yikes. Sorry, knocked some things down. Okay. And what did I do with that other one? Here it is. So now we are prepped. We can do our cover. And like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with my cover, but I've got all of these things to work with. I've got some of the wooden shapes, which I don't know if I'll be using. I've got, because I've already used quite a few inside, I've got chipboards, or they're called die cuts in this collection, these collections. And I've just got a lot of fussy cuts. And I'm leaning towards mostly fussy cuts on this. So let me show you what I'm playing with. And some of them, like this, is not fully fussy cut out yet. But I really love this swan. I think I kind of want to feature this swan. And this is from that page that had all the churches, which I liked a lot. And I liked this one, which I thought maybe would go kind of in the background a little bit. And then I thought maybe we could kind of surround our swan with some maybe up there. This is kind of what I've been thinking. I've got this beautiful bow, which we might put on the swan, or maybe in among the flowers. And that, and then I had this little branch with the bird. It just, I mean, it's out of scale, but everything's out of scale, so I don't know if that's a big deal. And I loved this owl, but I couldn't figure out a way to make it work with this. We have the deer, and again, he's very out of scale, but he could be in the background if we don't care about the scale. Not sure about him. I think it detracts from the swan. I did want to use some red a little bit. So we have that piece. So we have all of this that we can sort of layer and play with. And I also have some of these that we might work in as well. So I think the first thing that I need to do is probably finish fussy cutting this swan, so we have an idea how it's going to look. I haven't done the back because I'm pretty sure we're not going to be seeing the back. I do want to get rid of those little leaves though. Now, there is the, and I don't have it handy, but the piece that has, hang on, let me just show you some. I should have it handy here somewhere, but I don't see it. But the beautiful sleigh with the reindeer, let me bring over here, that I'm not featuring because I put him on the cover of this book that I've already made. If you really love that and want to put that image on the cover of this book, you know, certainly do it. I would if I hadn't already used it elsewhere. Okay, so now I have a better idea how this swan is going to look. And that's too big to go there. I kind of did like the bow on the swan though. That was kind of neat. So I think the swan, I'm pretty sure is going to go about there. And then perhaps something like that behind the swan. And let me finish fussy cutting this bird out. Okay. Alright, so there's our little bird, which may go somewhere else, but okay. And then we have this poinsettia in the white. There's only the one pink one, and it's gigantic, so if we want to use it, we're just going to have to find room for something really big. Now, I could cut that little extra bit off, which I think I will. It's kind of in the way. There. Okay. That gives me a little more leeway in how I place it. So if we put that about like that, that there. That one underneath so it's not quite so in your face. And so far I've got all of these flat and I haven't lifted anything, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to lift anything. I'm feeling like I might want to lift some of these flowers. I don't really want to lift the swan because I want this sort of idea of water underneath him, and I think if I lift him, I'll lose that. I'm not sure about that bow. I like this bow, I just don't know if I want to put it right on that swan or not. I do like it on there though. Hang on to it, we'll see. I'm kind of just looking to see what all I have. Oh, I have these. I have some smaller bits up there. You know, little pine cones and things. We have the rabbit, which I couldn't make work much as I wanted to, but we have places inside yet, so. And I've got this red bow, I've got another one of those berry things, several of them. And I've got some little white flowers, some little white berries. Do that. Kind of playing with that. these. I think I did like that underneath better. And then I'm thinking we'll probably have some sort of plaque here. I kind of like what I'm seeing. Let me stand up so I can get a better look at it. All right, so I think, all right, here's what I think standing up looking at it. I think I want to put this bird, this flower, this church, this piece, and the swan flat. And maybe one or two of these little small bits here. Then take this church, this, and this up one level, and then this up another level. And then tuck in whatever we're going to tuck in, and maybe some ribbon pieces. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, give me a second. And I forgot I also have like real flowers that I probably am going to try and work in as well. Not real flowers, but you know what I mean. These. Okay, but for the meantime, all right, so this can come off for now. This can come off. Hope I remember sort of vaguely where all these things were. This. So this little setup there and this little setup down here I'm going to put on flat. And so let me turn this around. This was going to go up here somewhere, but I think I need to wait and just tuck it in after. So I'm just going to set that over there for now. Okay, so then the next level is going to be this church. And these, right? I think I'm going to cut that a little closer to where it's at. That. That's further out. Hang on. Gotta play with these again and get them in my head where they were. And the reason I don't take a picture of them is because I don't have a camera to do it with. I record on my phone, which is my camera. I think this is actually down here somewhere. That's a little further over. That's better. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put the church down next. And I need a piece, several pieces. And somewhere along the way, I have ceased being careful about putting my things away because I don't see my scissors that I need. just cutting scraps of chipboard here. Okay, put those up. That over. Okay. There's a little piece that's pointed at the top. That looks good. Got to refill this bottle. Okay, there's that. There. Okay. And I think we need one here. Just a little narrower. That is going to go there. Sure that's reasonably straight. Don't want it to look like a leaning tower. Okay, here we go. That looks good. So I have these pieces, so I just need to remember exactly how they went. I don't think I need that. I'm just going to cut that off. I'm sure that this was at the bottom. And that went there. That there. Right? That's all looking about right. This is further out, which we might need to do a little. You can only go so far out with this because you can't cross the hinge. Well, you can, but I don't want to. Thinking maybe if I turn that more like that, and that more like that. I'm not really seeing much of that, but that's okay. We have other pieces we can work with. Kind of like that curved around a little bit, even though it basically totally hides that red thing. I can always add something underneath if I want to. or add a small red flower because we have them if I want to bring in the red. Okay, so we may do something like that. But I feel like this is basically going to go right about in the middle here, but I do want to fussy cut that some more. Okay, so I did a huge amount of fussy cutting on that. I didn't bother with that down here because it's sort of in the background, and so is this, but it blends in. I feel like I want this to stand out a little bit more. All right, so if that's going to go there, and I think I want that piece flat because it's just got so many little spikes. And then this piece will go on top of it. So I can bring this out to about there. All right. And you know what? It's going to be hidden anyway. I'm just going to make myself a mark. So I'm just put quite a bit of glue here on the back, and I'm just using my fingers to spread it out into all these needles. Okay, that looks good. All right, and I'm just gonna go wash my hands. I got glue all over them. Then we're thinking this piece, right? And of course this I'm going to raise up. I think maybe flat here, but raised here. And I'm wondering if this would be a good spot to try to fit in one of these. Don't like it up there, it's too big. That's too big, maybe there, but in any case, I think this is where this is going. And I think I'm gonna need a little something there, but that's okay. I have all kinds of little things I can tuck in, so that'll be fine. I don't think I want to go that high. Well, hang on, let's play with this one too. I could go that high actually. I've got this one as well, if I like it better for the white one. It's not as big. Or we could put the pink one at the bottom and the white one up higher, which is actually kind of pretty. Maybe we want to do that. And then maybe something like that. I think maybe that's what we want to do. Make this really large pink one the focus. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. So that being the case, I need just there so I don't forget. I need cardboard here, or chipboard. All right, so let's slide that over. Got a piece right here. Okay, so we just need some little bits on these petals. Good. Good. Just cut the tip off. And let's see. All right, let's see. That looks pretty good right there. Whoop, sheepers. Hang on. Glue all over myself. I've got to refill this glue bottle. It's almost empty. Go. And let's see, we had this little guy that we were kind of hanging on to. Of course, now I've got all those cardboard pieces, so it doesn't want to fit. And I think I'm going to be able to work it, but I don't want to do it right now. We'll get back to that. This is going to be the highest level, so we're going to do that last. then we have this one. And I'm probably going to trim that about like that. So basically the whole thing needs cardboard except for this little leaf here. So I'm just going to put a mark on that leaf that I don't need anything there. Alright, so I'm thinking that there. I'm just making sure I have everything where I want it. And this is sticking up down below. I kind of want to trim that off. There we go. And then we're thinking this kind of like that, or more turn it that way. That's kind of right side up. If I do that, I'll have to trim. Or do I want this further down? More like that. Put that further up. I think that's what we want. Okay, so this is going to go like that. So this leaf here is just touching the bottom. That. All right. And then we have this further up, about like that. Where do we want to turn it? That's actually upside down, I think. This is how it's supposed to go in terms of direction. And it could stick out. I mean, it's not going to cause any harm if it sticks out, but I just don't really want it to. I could always trim those down a little bit. I feel like that's how I want that to go. And we still have the red that I have not worked in. If I do that, I have to do it in more than one place. But all of that could be done at the end if I want to do it. Okay. But in any event, this one is going to need chipboard on all of it, except for maybe the outermost part of these two leaves, which I may end up trimming. Okay. I can't remember how I had it. Okay, I had it like that, right? Wondering before I glue that down if I want to tuck some ribbon or lace or something under there. I've got my usual glitter ribbon that I use. And I kind of feel like I want to add a little something there just to hide the bottom of that church, but I can do that with, you know, something like that. So that'll be fine. But before I glue this down, I'm thinking I don't really want to add lace. Oh, but then before we were also thinking of these red ones. Those would just get tucked under anyway. I've got my favorite ribbon, which I think we might want to use, but I can usually tuck that under after, but let's just take a look. Might be easier before. The only thing is, if you do it before, you're not really 100% sure where things are going. I think I should be able to do it after. Okay, so that's okay. All right, let's... I do kind of want these red ones. Let me just see. I just think they add a depth of color that it needs. I think we could do that with berries, but I think that one I don't have to do because nothing's going to be in the way. But this one here might need to go down before this because I think this might end up glued onto it. Got to fill this bottle. It's empty. Whoa. And of course now it came shooting out way too much. Just made a hot mess. Okay. Let's put that there. And then that like that. Okay, that'll be fine. A little further over, so you just see a little touch of that red. And I think we want it lower. There. Okay. In. Do I have that like that, or do I have it like that? Nope, this way. piece that I wanted to put kind of here. All right, I'm just going to trim a little bit off of here. Okay, just like that, all right? Just like that. Looking good. Now, I still have this bow that I was thinking of putting here, which I just, you know what I don't like about it is I don't like that it makes the swan look like it's a pet, you know, or tame instead of a nice wild swan. I like the weight it gives, but I just don't know about the, I really like the weight that gives though, so I may go with it anyway. I really do like that. I think I'm probably going to go with it. I'm pretty sure I don't want the white red one. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that, but I'm not 100% sure. And let's see, I still have this very large flower, which goes, if I want, pretty soon I'm going to cross into gilding the lily territory, which we have to be careful about. We have this one. I hope if I had the flower right side up. Almost like we're kind of hiding the one we put there, but I guess it doesn't really matter if we do it, if we like it. And we also have some of these. That's the same size, so that's not going to make any difference. Up there. I don't want to hide that red because I put it there because I wanted it. I think I need to stop and walk away from it and come back in a few minutes and see what I think. So I think I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a few seconds for you, and then I'm going to see what I feel about it when I come back and look at it. All right, I'm back, and as you can see, I've decided to go the route of go big or go home. We're just going to go all out on this. So I have this little guy up here. And I'm wondering if I want to use this one instead, or maybe both. But I definitely want that there, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I did refill my glue bottle, so hopefully things will be a little easier. Or not. Right. Okay. All right, had to fix that. I refilled the glue bottle, but I didn't put the top back on tight, which predictably resulted in a mess. Okay. Just adding that there. And then, as you can see, this is from the wooden shapes. Going there. Okay. And then I have this one down here. That a little further under. I'm just putting that under the other one. Okay, there we go. And I did decide on that, so let me go ahead and put that down. There, or do I want it further down? I think I want it a little further down. There we go. Like that. Okay. Then I have these 3 flowers, and I need to cut this long stem off of this one. Put that right about there. Okay, and I want to use Fabri-Tac for that. And I'm just putting the Fabri-Tac down the center of these leaves and on that stem. Right. Unfortunately, Fabri-Tac takes a minute or two to grab, so you have a time to play with it a little to make sure you've got it where you want it. I think that's fine. Okay. And then I want that one right about there. And you know what? This is kind of loose on its stem. So I'm just going to add some glue in between the flower and the stem to make sure it stays stuck. Okay. So you probably could get away with not putting that white one down at all, although a little bit of it is sticking out. That white poinsettia fussy cut. Because most of it is hidden, but there are a lot of them, so it's not really a waste. And it does show a little bit, so kind of up to you. I mean, I can see it here and a little bit over here, so I'd say it's up to you whether or not you want to do it. And then we have this little one, which I was going to put kind of here. Hang on, I just want to turn that to make room for that. Do I want that? I gotta stand up. Do I want that there, or do I want it down here? Hang on. I think I'm gonna put it down here. Okay. Just there. Okay, now let me, oops, okay. Then I was thinking, I originally had this up here, but I think it would look good if I just tucked it down here. Let's do that. Just there, okay. Just, all right. And, all right, hang on, I just want to check another. All right, so I have these. And I want to get my little charms because we're going to need them for the closure anyway. Okay, so I have these little silver balls. I got them at the Target dollar spot years ago, but I'm sure you can find something similar if I use them. I don't know if I will. You know what, let me just, I think I'm just going to push a lot of these to the side because I think we're about done with those. This is my little bag of charms that came with my, in my Scrap and Clue package. You will get the same or similar charms. That's pretty. So that's thought. I'm just looking to see what I have because I know I'm going to use many of these on the closure. I'm just wondering, is there anything I want to try to fit in here? Don't think so. I think I'm going to save those for the closure. I kind of like that there, but we'll see. I haven't decided on that. Let's see. These are mostly too big, I think, but I want to look at them. no idea what these are made of, but they have 0 weight whatsoever. I have them in gold too. I kind of like the way they look. Alright, I think I'm going to do a few of these. And you know what, I'm just going to have my little bowl here that I do my closures with. I'm just going to dump some there. I'm going to grab this my little plastic scrap that I have. Squeezing some Fabri-Tac out onto this plastic. E6000 would probably work better, but I think they're kind of similar, honestly. Okay, we have little half ones too. Alright, so I'm just going to dip this into that glue. Get rid of that. And I think I'm going to put it right there. That's good. And then maybe add one of these next to it. Okay, these do not want to be picked up with tweezers. So I'm just going to put a little dollop of glue right there. These are adhesive, but a little bit of glue doesn't hurt. Okay. And add another one of these. I'm going to tuck one of these down in there. Oops. Try that again. There we go. It's not super visible, especially if it keeps picking up like that, but it is there. Come on. Okay, there we go. It's down in there. One of these bigger ones. Okay. Put that one there. Nope, I don't like that there. I'm picking it up. I think I meant to put it up here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and I decide if I want to add a little gold. I think I will, because I'm going to use that gold ribbon. So I'm just going to add a couple of these little gold ones as well. Oops. I wish I had some really, really small gold ones. I used to, but I only have the silver to to go like right at the top of the church spires. Just put one there. And obviously at this point everything is optional. I'm just that looks good. And you know, let me just take a quick look. Hang on. Alright, I'm just checking on the off chance I bought these little bead things in red because they would have been cute there. But I do have like one tiny little Aurora Borealis left. That's very blue. Hang on. Just let me see. This might be too big for that spot. Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's do our ribbon. Let's see how we get on with that. God, my neighbor with his loud truck. Good. All right. I think that's it for the embellishing. Now I need to see if I have a plaque or some sort of cut apart that I want to put there. Some of these. Too big. Also too big. These are all going to be too big. fits, but I don't really care for it. Too big. Too small. Okay. Okay, so this is the 8x8. This is the 12x12, which is the same. And I'd like that better if it wasn't black. That works. I wonder if it doesn't work further down. Do we need anything at all? Am I just adding? I kind of feel like I do want something there. There's the actual title of the book that we could just put right there. It's kind of subtle, but it adds a little interest. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let me cut that. Okay, let's put this down. That's good. Kind of blends in, but it adds a little something. Okay, now, I think, I have no idea how long this took. It took me a really long time, but I don't know how long it's going to be when I edit it down. So I think I'm going to stop, call this a single video, and then in the last video, the next one, we will do our interior embellishing and make our chain closure and inserts. So this is, I need these for my chain closure. I'll put them back in here. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and we will finish this up. There is a link down below to Scrap and Create where you can get your supplies for this album. And there's a link down below for the free cutting guide and just various other links with discount codes, things like that, which will help the channel. And I will see you next time, and we'll finish this album. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.